Hi, I'm Veli from Greenwood Solutions. Today's video will be on dairies and solar and energy management strategies. It's entitled Sun-Powered Milk. The dairy farmer is subject to a whole range of things that all farmers are subjected to. Droughts, floods, livestock diseases, these all affect income. In addition, the dairy farmer has other expenses from an electrical point of view. These additional expenses include milk chilling, which is approximately 40% of the total electrical load. Water heating, approximately another 40% of the total, and milk vacuum pump loads. Sterilisation is also part of it. Milk sterilisation is extremely important in dairies because obviously the bacterial potential for bacterial growth and the safety of the people consuming the milk. In other words, the public, you the milk drinkers. Damn you milk drinkers! They effectively use off-peak electricity to heat and cool their milk. And this depends on the difference between the off-peak and peak tariff amounts, and there may be a better way than this. A dairy's loads are based on the milking cycle, and in regards to their pumping requirements, this occurs early in the morning and late in the evening, and this can't be changed. The particular pumping regime is fixed. The savings obtained are due to the differential between the cost of peak power and off-peak power. If there's no tariff differential, heating of water and cooling of milk can occur at any time, consistent with other factors that determine these processes. Those cows work damn hard to produce their milk, and no matter what you say to them, they're always going to do it early in the morning and late in the afternoon, outside of solar production hours. With solar, peak loads in a dairy fall outside of traditional solar output. The efficacy of solar in regards to the current approach to energy management is limited, apart from some reduction in the bill from exported excess solar energy produced. But if there is a shift of the load to a time of day when solar is being produced, this is a more effective way of reducing the overall electrical expenditure of a dairy. Questions to ask. If we indeed did align the demand of a dairy more closely with solar production, how much would a dairy save? And how long would it take to pay back the initial cost of that system? It's all about the payback period from a commercial perspective. Let's assume off-peak with no solar. And we're going to assume an average daily site load of 360 kilowatt hours a day. Of that, approximately 80% is due to heating of water and cooling of the milk. Heating and cooling happen at the off-peak tariff, say 14 cents per kilowatt hour, and this happens 70% of the time. So the total energy consumed by heating and cooling is 360 kilowatt hours a day, times 0.8, 80%, times 0.7, and that's 201 kilowatt hours a day. This equates to $28 a day if we look at a rate of 14 cents per kilowatt hour. The other 159 kilowatt hours is at the peak tariff period of 35 cents per kilowatt hour. So you've got 159 kilowatt hours times 35 cents per kilowatt hour, that's $55 a day. A total of $83 a day for this particular case scenario. And this amounts to a bill of $30,000, $295 per year, which is a considerable amount. Peak, no solar. So in this case, the total energy consumed on site is 360 times 0.8, so 288 kilowatt hours a day for heating and cooling, 288 kilowatt hours a day at 35 cents, so that's $100 a day. The other 72 kilowatt hours is at 35 cents kilowatt hour also, so that's 72 times 0.35, that's $25 a day. So the total in this scenario is $125 a day. This amounts to a bill of $45,917 per year. This scenario is off-peak with solar, so the customer has an off-peak tariff. 70% of all loads will be serviced by the solar, that's an assumption. So 360 kilowatt hours a day by 0.7 is 250 kilowatt hours a day. So 30%, 360 kilowatt hours a day times 0.3 is 108 kilowatt hours a day. This 108 kilowatt hours a day is at off-peak, which is 14 kilowatt hours a day. That's $15 a day. This amounts to a bill of $5,518 a year, which is considerably less from the other scenarios mentioned. Peak rate with solar. This scenario assumes a flat rate in regards to electricity consumption of 35 cents per kilowatt hour with no off-peak rate to fall back on. Let's say we shift the heating, cooling and other loads to peak solar times. And let's assume that 70% of all these loads will be serviced by the solar. So 360 kilowatt hours a day times 0.7, which is 70%, is 252 kilowatt hours a day. So 30% of the 360 kilowatt hours a day is 108 kilowatt hours a day. And this falls outside of the solar production hours, and we are being charged at 35 cents per kilowatt hour, which equates to $38 per day. So off-peak with solar seems to be the winner. The bill comes down to $5,518 a year, which is great. Obviously, if the dairy farm has a flat rate, a commercial solar system will save around $32,000 per year, and with an assumed price of around $110,000 plus GST for a 100 kilowatt system, or let's say 99.99 kilowatts, we're looking at a payback period of 3.4 years. Now, if we have an off-peak situation, the savings per year are $24,777. So payback for the same size system is 4.4 years. Both scenarios have not included that electricity always increases, as we know, death, taxes and rising electricity bills, and also the fact that excess energy exported back to the grid at 9 cents a kilowatt hour will further reduce the payback period on both scenarios. Conclusion. All the environmental factors play a huge role in influencing income flow, not to mention fluctuating wholesale milk prices. But there is some semblance of control when it comes to addressing energy consumption. Dairy farms experiencing flat tariff scenarios will benefit more than ones with off-peak tariffs, but both will benefit with the addition of a commercial solar system. The prudent dairy farmer looks at a range of approaches, and solar is just one of these that can offer concrete energy and financial savings. Thanks so much for watching our video on dairies and solar entitled Sun-Powered Milk. If you have any questions, any inquiries, any answers, please feel free to contact us, and if you see fit, hit the subscribe button. Thank you.